So Apple released their AirPod Maxes all the way back in 2020, and they've updated every other device that puts out audio between then and now, and these haven't seen an update. Which for me is kind of weird, but also I come from a background where people would use premium audio equipment from years ago, and they would just say, good audio equipment stays good. Obviously that doesn't quite apply to things like Bluetooth headphones because software support, batteries, all these things have to be taken into account, but between 2020 to 2023, there are quite a few improvements I think that Apple could make to these AirPods, so let's talk about them. Now, before I dive completely into things I think Apple could improve, I think one of the things they should definitely do is just generally give us back the extremely good noise canceling quality we had prior, because apparently they updated it to reduce the extreme levels of noise cancellation that it had before, and I noticed that because I was able to wear these while drumming, and after the update, I can't. It just passes all the audio straight through, it's way too loud, and they're useless as drumming headphones, which is a bit of an extreme case, I know, but the algorithm they used and what they changed it to are very different, and unfortunately, that's for the worst. But aside from the noise canceling improvements, I don't think anything else in terms of how those mics work needs to be changed. Both phone calls and general recordings sound pretty solid, at least for a Bluetooth connection, and the pass-through sounds better than my actual hearing. Now, that's not a high bar to clear. I do have some hearing issues in my right ear, so I have everything biased around so that it feels level in my ears, and when I have audio pass-through in, it sounds like regular hearing. It's so good, and that, again, I don't think they need to change. However, the top of my list for things that they need to change is the case and the transportation style of these headphones. Like Apple, you're going to tell me that you spend millions of dollars on research and development for all of your products, and yet the best you could come up with is this magnetic bra that if you leave the headphones at the size that's comfortable for you, they clack against one another when you take them out. Oh, that just sounds so bad. And this is the best you could come up with? Really? They're still huge. The band over your head is completely unprotected. The nice polished stainless steel that comes off the sides is completely unprotected. This thing is garbage, and the only reason that you need it is to put the stupid thing to sleep. I mean, like, look at this. I got a third-party case that has this really nice soft material inside. It's got the magnets to put the headphones to sleep, and because the headphones don't fold in a way that makes them super compact, you actually have a spot in the middle to put their absurdly priced lightning to aux cord. But even then, this thing is still massive, which kind of transitions me nicely to not only is the case that it comes with garbage, and the replacements are great but huge, but also the way the things actually store is ridiculous. Like Sony's headphones fold really nicely into one another, so the case is at least kind of compact, at least more compact than these. And you even have things like my Yamaha's where you pop the cord out and they just fold in to themselves, and that's pretty compact. It fits in a bag, and you can get something that fully protects it if you really need to, and it's nice and small. To be completely honest, I'm amazed that the headphones tapping against one another like they do hasn't completely just mangled the coating on these headphones. That needs to be fixed, like, right away. Something else I would definitely like to see improved on these headphones is the ear cups. Not specifically the ear cups in terms of their design. I think that the fact that they're magnetic and come off is great, but I would like to see some first-party ear cups that are made of different materials, because this fabric is fine and it does a good job of isolating audio. In fact, whenever I put it into just completely off mode, not pass-through or noise canceling, they muffle pretty well, but I would still like to have something gel-filled, or maybe some like leatherette style or vegan leather, I guess, because Apple's trying to be carbon neutral. Just some more options. I like the idea that you can mix and match colors and replace these with, different third-party ones, but I've tried third-party gel-filled. They're not that great. These are still the best ones you can get, and over time, especially if you have long hair and wear glasses like me, they just kind of rub the wrong way with this more abrasive fabric material. Like, honestly, they don't even have to change the insides where they have the little, like, left and right stitched in. Like, that material could stay the same. They just need to maybe make something else for the cushions. I don't know. That's more of a nitpick than anything, but I would like to see it. And actually, sticking with comfort and materials, the other thing I'd like to see changed is this sort of over-the-head band. It's just a mesh piece of fabric, which is weird. It's kind of like a thinner material of what they used for the ear cups, but it's meant to just sort of rest on the top of your head, and hopefully the, I guess, surface area keeps it from really contacting your head. It doesn't. It does it long enough that I can get through some pretty long game streams, but just last night I did a 4-hour stream, and I could feel the metal sitting on my head by the end of the stream. They get pretty rough. Uh, so yeah, that would be something I would love to see improved. Maybe just a piece of foam? I don't know. Something Apple designed, obviously, because you have your aesthetic, but you know, you got this big dip here. Just fill this in with foam and then have this strong dual metal piece that supports everything just run through the foam. Something like that would be a way better idea than this, because it doesn't hold for very long sessions. And speaking of very long sessions, can you give us a power option to just turn them off when we're done with them? We don't have to put them in a case. We don't have to rely on magnets that know when they're touching or whatever. Just, I don't know, let us hold down on this or that. You gave us fantastic controls. I would not change these at all. The blown up Apple Watch crown and button options are fantastic, but just let us use it for power. We don't need any case to turn it off. Just let us turn the headphones off so that when I leave them sitting and don't want to put them in the stupid bra case or zip them closed in my travel case, they're not going to be at 12% when I pick them up the next time because I bumped them and they woke up because they thought I was trying to pair them. Give us a damn power button, please. And actually, on the topic of battery life, maybe give us the option to run these as just regular headphones wired without having to have a charge. This is something else I would love to see changed, because I can use my Sonys or my Beats with an aux cord, and yeah, I don't have the noise canceling features, but I do still get the ability to just use them as headphones, because whether Apple wants to admit it or not, someday the batteries in these will die. And when they're out of warranty, you're not replacing these batteries unless you're really, really brave. And so not being able to use them after that is kind of going to suck. And the fact that Apple charges $35 for an aux to lightning connector that still won't even work if the batteries are dead is ridiculous. In fact, I know they won't work when the batteries are dead because I bought these headphones from a guy who put them on Facebook Marketplace for $200 because he thought that they were just dead. Because he bought them to use as wired headphones with his premium sound system. I don't know what the thought process was behind that, but that's what he did. He bought them from Apple with the adapter to run into his premium hi-fi system for just sitting and listening. And then one day they just stopped playing. And he couldn't figure out for the life of him why, and he assumed they were dead, and he didn't even bother to go through Apple Care, and I wasn't going to tell him. So I bought them from him for a fraction of the price he bought them for, plugged them into power. I now have a $550 pair of headphones that I paid $200 for. Not bad. So I guess in a way I benefited from the fact that Apple doesn't let you just plug an aux cord in and use them like headphones, but on the same hand, it would be nice to have. And I know that I'm not the only person who would love to have a premium wired set of headphones from Apple. I mean, the original EarPods, the noise canceling, or at least the earplug style AirPods or EarPods they used to make, those sold crazy among my friends. They would buy them for their iPods. So it's not uncommon to want a wired set of headphones. Of course, Apple wants to push us away from that by removing the headphone jack, and God knows they're not going to add it back, but it'd be nice to see. And actually, while we're talking about ports, I know Apple's never going to add an aux jack, but what I would love to see added would be USB-C. Elephant in the room, we need USB-C on these. Please get rid of Lightning, Apple. It's so old, and it's well past its death date at this point. Just give us USB-C. It means that if I travel with these, which these are fantastic travel headphones, I've worn them on planes, and you don't even know you're on a plane unless you look around. I'd love to travel and just take one charger for my phone, my tablet, and my headphones. Just give us that, please. Please give us that. Even, I mean, you could integrate some cool feature where you could plug USB-C to USB-C into something like the Mac Studio, and because of the bandwidth, you could run lossless audio through the port out of the front of the Mac Studio directly into your headphones. Imagine that. That would be really cool now that I'm really thinking about it. No latency, lossless audio. You could do that if you use USB-C on these. Now I want to know if you can do that through Lightning. I'll get back to you on that. Nope. But now that I've kind of gotten all that out of the way, I really don't have anything else I would like to see changed on these headphones, at least in terms of hardware. I think the build quality is incredible. I think the idea of these magnetic ear cups is brilliant. Again, I'd love to see some more options, but the fact that you can change them out, which is good because that will be necessary at a certain point, I think that's really good. The controls, as I mentioned, are really good. The audio quality is great, and I've run these through a DAC before with my wired headphones, or, well, overpriced adapter, and they sound even better with lossless audio. So I think that's really good. I think software-wise, aside from the stupid reduction in the quality of the noise cancellation, things like spatial audio have kind of grown on me. I still don't like the one where it kind of sits the speakers in place while you move your head, but I'll use the wider sound space. And overall, I think these are really decent headphones. However, I would love to see the price changed. These are definitely not headphones that you would buy somebody as a gift unless you have really deep pockets. Either way, that's been it. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below letting me know what you all would like to see added to these headphones, aside from the obvious, which is a price drop. I know that a lot of the stuff I mentioned will probably never get added to these, but it's okay to hope. Either way, I hope that you all subscribe and like the video, and I'll see you all in the next video. Make sure to be there, and have a good one.